Hi guys, today we're going to talk about pencils and pencil storage. So I thought that this week we would do an entire week of pencil swatches. So we'll go through my favourite Caran d'Ache ones, Derwent ones, other ones that I like, watercolour ones, and we'll finish the week with a swatch video of all of my pencils. But we'll just kind of break it up into videos so I can talk about them a bit more in depth, or showcase some different qualities that they have. And then if you want to watch the full swatches, or you just want to watch one of the videos, I thought that would be helpful. Okay, so you can see here that I have this small tin of pencils. So this is in a Conte Paris pastel pencil, and then tin, and then I used to have that kind of long tray that I would keep all my pencils in. So it's just the top of a cardboard lid of something. I put some wrapping paper in there, and then I would just, as I have been collecting pencils over the last few years, maybe 6 or 7 at a time, I would just pop them in that tray there. And then it's just become unmanageable. The pencils are kind of spilling out. So I was looking for something that I could sort of move onto my desk when I wanted to use them, and they would just be handy easily. So I looked at drawers and all kinds of different things, but I think that this is a really perfect way for me. So this is a Lazy Susan Deak Caddy, and this one is from Pottery Barn. So there are several different places you can get one like this. Michael's, I think, has one. Amazon had a really nice grey one with a crystal knob that was half the price. But I'll just go through kind of the pros and cons, of this. For one, I really love the design. I think it's so beautiful and it's very easy to access. So that's a really good positive for me. So the cons are that it's quite heavy. But also and quite large. But what I do is I just put it in my cupboard, and then when I need to bring it out to the desk, it's really easy to sort of have there and just access the pencils easily. So I'm just kind of showing you here some of my favorites. So this is kind of a little intro to what we'll be swatching and looking at this week. So here we've got, the first one was the Caran d'Ache Pastel pencil, and this one is the Caran d'Ache Watercolour Museum Aquarelle. So this is the Derwent Lightfast. So what I've tried to do is get 5 pencils that are pretty similar in tone, and just kind of show you how they perform differently on the paper. So this one is a Prismacolor. I really love the Prismacolors. Sometimes they get a bad name. They're quite an inexpensive pencil, but as far as coverage and the colour range that they have available, they're a really beautiful pencil. And then the last one here is the Caran d'Ache Luminance, which are a really high-end pencil, and a lot of pencil artists really, really love these. This one is the Albrecht Dürer. This one is another watercolour pencil, and hopefully you can see from these swatches that there's something that even though they might be similar colours across the brands, they're going to be a slightly different tone. And so if you have been around my channel, you know that I really like to look for a particular tone that I really enjoy, and one that will work with my palette. So I do the same thing with pencils. I will test out several different brands to try and find that perfect tone. So Derwent Coloursoft is one that I haven't heard a lot about on YouTube, but this is one that every time, and you can see like the colour is not as bright and vibrant, it's more of a muted pink, but every time I use the Coloursoft pencils without knowing which one they are, I always really love the texture. It's sort of in between, or to me it feels like it's in between a pencil and a pastel, so and you can see that it does have that little bit of chalkiness on the paper, but it's not as chalky as a pastel. Okay, so I apologise if the voiceover is going in and out as well. I just have no quiet space opportunities at the minute. So anyway, let's see here. So you could see that when I started swatching this line, I had like a few pencils in a line, and this is just like a little palette. I really enjoy coloured pencils for creating little palettes, and I'll show you a few kind of ways that I use them at the end. But I think it's a nice way just to kind of swatch and try out, how colours will work together. And so in the Conte Paris tin, I do have a video, I think it's the third or fourth one on the channel, and I put a bunch of pencils in there, maybe 16 or so pencils in there, and they're still some of my favourites. You can see this Prismacolor, the very green-grey light, I think it is. That's one of my favourites, and it still is. I love to use it all the time as kind of a shadow colour. And also when you are doing like these little palettes here, so I didn't like the way the third and fourth one were placed, so I actually end up putting a little sticker over them and putting them down underneath the others and kind of making 2 4-colour palettes. So hopefully that gives you a little intro into sort of some of the pencils we'll be looking at this week. And the desk caddy, it's a really good idea. So you can see here some of the pencil background that I've done here with the watercolor iris, and I really love this color palette as well. But what was I saying? So one of the really nice things about the desk caddy is just how handy, like sometimes I think, oh, I'd like to try pencil, but they're stashed away, they're in this like long box and I just can't get to them. So I did make up this little palette in the tin, and it does kind of help to have a few pencils handy, and so I can grab those out. But sometimes like I want a different one or a different tone or something, and this really helps to just have them all in one place. So I had thought about putting them in cups. You can see like on my desk I have the old Royal Dalton mug that had actually broken, and so I just super glued it and use it as to hold my pencils. But I didn't want a bunch of different cups that I would have to kind of transport, like if I if say they were all in different cups and then I had to put them away and bring them back out. I just wanted one place where they could all be accessible. So that's why I went for this option. And the other con about it is it is quite expensive, and it takes several months to get to you, or at least last year when I ordered it, I think it was a 2 or 3 month waiting time as well. So there are options around for things like this, and I even saw a video that showed you how to make one as well. So there's a lot of different ways that you could go about this. There might be like a kitchen shop that actually has a desk caddy for kitchen utensils. That might be, you're looking for a Lazy Susan desk caddy or utensil caddy for the kitchen. So that's another option. So yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.